There you go, buddy.
So I'll explain this builder idea. This is a hybrid thing I've tried for the first time this spring, and I love it. It's worked really well. What I've been doing with the system so far is not exactly what John talked about, because I want to increase. I need to increase my hives. I need to probably triple at least the numbers that I have here. So I don't want to be killing all my queens and blah blah blah. I'd rather have that queen even if she's a couple years old. So one of the things that I didn't like about the OTS system is go through, find the queens, take the queen out, kill her, or take her out and put her in the nuke. Now I have all of my hives are queenless. Let them build cells, make nukes for them to mate. Now I've got all these queenless hives. That wasn't really working for me. So what I did was take a few, and we ran 3 of them this year. This is the last one we have. And we took strong hives. We took the queen out, put her in a nuke, so she's still laying. And this became my builder. We actually made them 2 stories, shook copious bees in there, and of course, of the 2 kinds of bees, field bees and nurse bees, which ones are going to stay in the hive? Nurse bees, right? So you think, well, how do you get nurse bees? Well, shake them in. The field bees are going to go back. And then we started inserting, pulling frames from the other hives, doing our notching, sticking them in our builders. We could build, I think, what did we do? About 8 frames in these.
Yeah,
it was the biggest one. I have a couple shims on here that weren't necessary. I'll explain. This is a totally different experiment, so we've got a couple experiments going here. So what we did was we put a notch frame in here just so that you'd have something to look at today. And there should be cells on that notch frame.
When did you notch? Sorry.
That was Monday.
Monday.
So we're not quite 7 days. The OTS model is set up for 7 days because you have a day job, right? So you can do it on a Saturday and do it on a Saturday. I don't have a day job. This is my day job. So really I can pull that anywhere around day 8, 9, somewhere in there, 10.
What about sooner? How much sooner can you?
Well, I want to do it real soon because the what you want in the strength of your builder is for them to be feeding that larva. So if there's lots of jelly in that cell and everything, you know, I'll wait until just before it's capped or just capped. And that's the point, I think, where the cell is the most robust. Remember, he talked about if you shake that cell or you jar it, you can damage the queen. You're looking, I think, what is it, you experts around here, you're looking about day 11 for the really tenuous time for a cell. So I saw somebody do this online, so I wanted to try it. So one thing that John didn't really accentuate in why this whole thing works is notching, doing that magical notch. You're taking the floor out of that cell, and the bees are looking at that cell and thinking to themselves, does that look like a vertical cell or horizontal cell? And they all get together and they say, I don't know, it looks kind of horizontal. No, I think it's vertical. I think we should feed that as a queen. Well, okay, let's feed it as a queen. That actually works. That principle works. That's why the notching works. So anyway, and this one guy makes all his queens this way. Just take a brood frame and they turn all of the cells into vertical cells. They take that frame and then lay it down, right? He actually made a fancy little frame shim thing to put it in. So I went and made one of those too. So this is what we've got. So I've got a brood frame here. Bunch of happy bees. Now why are they so happy? This is a queenless builder. I don't know.
Because they're horizontal.
That's kind of weird. But it looks like, when did we put this in here? I can't remember.
Monday.
Well, this was Monday as well, yeah.
Yeah, everything was Monday.
So they should have a cell that's, you know, not too bad off. The problem is they went and built all this comb. I wanted to shim this up because you need room for them to draw those cells down, right? So that's why I stuck this extra white shim in here. And this might get a little tenuous for some of you people because I'm gonna have to shake bees or brush them off. I don't want to shake them off because if there's a cell there, I don't want to shake them. So there's going to be bees everywhere here in a second. Thanks. I'm not convinced my population is, thank you, very robust in this hive. So the people on this side didn't see that. They started building all this comb right? So they're actually dispersing a little bit. I'll see what I can find. And this is where what I want to show you is housed. So what do we have here?
You got one, bud?
What do we got there? I don't know. There's something going on. It's not big enough, so
Well, there is a big one.
I expect it to be here. Yeah, I don't know.
No, I don't like it.
So there's nothing in those cups that we see.
No.
So I don't think this was a success at all. This is very heavy.
Did you actually notch those though, and then?
Nope.
No,
Oh,
no.
you just tried it.
I just
without-
laid it down.
Oh, okay.
We have notches
So-
in the box, though.
No,
Okay.
you see where they built that comb. I don't know why they
Yeah.
chose that area.
Because they did.
So I don't know if there's a cell in there or not. So this frame will just go back in a hive. This experiment is not.
Well, there's no such thing as lost data. You
Didn't
learn
work.
something.
Yeah, and I'll go back to that guy's article and see how he did it, and you know. So I don't think there's anything in there.
So is this a queenless hive?
Theory here is that they were going to build their own queen cells.
Be vertical.
Being a vertical cell,
Whichever larvae they wanted, and they would just draw it out and just.
it looks like they've continued to treat that just fine because they're capping these cells, right?
Yeah.
So
There's nothing.
But
That
there's
one
no
doesn't
queen in
have
there.
anything in it.
There's nothing in there.
No. It's too late for that. You missed the boat.
yeah, it's definitely queenless,
Yeah.
and there's nothing here.
The issue with all of this is I would question one thing is
Yeah.
you're looking at 4.2 millimeter cell diameter against the 9 millimeter cell diameter for a queen.
Yeah,
Yep.
So they have to expand it
they have
quite a
to
bit.
expand that. Yeah,
So that means
And they're
actually they will have to eliminate the cells around them in order to expand the one cell.
right.
And if they're not willing, you will not succeed.
So do you think if I help them with that elimination?
Yes.
So I've seen people do that they actually get rid of some of the cells around there. I'll just set this aside for now.
There's a very quiet queenless hive.
Isn't it though? I
Like really
can't
quiet.
believe it's that.
There's no queen in there.
There's no queen in there.
Well, there must be some queen cells then if it's quiet. Usually they settle down by the time they
We'll know in a minute, eh? Thanks for coming.
they know
Hey, thank you.
Welcome to my apiary.
Bring it on.
my back.
You get to see if all my talk is smoke or what.
You got my curiosity.
Well, that's why I'm doing this because I'm curious, right?
No, they
Maybe they
understand.
do.
They understand quite well when to behave.
That's all nectar.
Yeah, we've got a pretty good flow going on with these dandelions.
Yeah, and that great big barrel of syrup. Whoops, Riel's here. Shit. I'm just taking a quick look of if the naysayers are right, and I'm going to see some eggs.
No, there's no queen in there.
Oh, well, I'm certain there isn't.
How long is he queenless?
It's been queenless for like 2 weeks now.
Yeah,
Should
2
have
weeks.
settled by now.
Yeah.
They don't hang on to grudges so long.
Oh, they don't, eh? They've either given up or
Look, they're drawing that out
are
though.
content with what they... Yeah, this is one of those
That was a fresh
half foundation that started to draw that out.
And I missed the beginning of that. Why do you do that?
Well,
Just because you can have nice.
you
comb on
see,
the side?
yeah, you see all the drone comb in your hive on the top of your frames?
Yeah, I do.
I don't.
Oh, so that's where they'll build it.
They'll build the bird comb over into wherever the drones are, and then it does. It keeps the hive a lot neater.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And you can call your drones. It's just another way.
So you can do whatever you want then.
Might manage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you use it in the honey super, it makes really nice pet comb.
Yeah.
So there's still a little bit of open larva there. And there's my queen cells. So I'm going to brush that off so you can see them.
Oh yeah.
I made one giant notch all the way across.
And that worked. And they fixed all the rest of it.
Now they're getting,
Okay.
you can hear the noise
It's
difference.
not on there.
So this notch I made
Well, you do make
Oh
it.
yeah.
went all the way across here.
Okay. And they've really repaired it, haven't they?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're really good at
Those are all
that.
capped.
So we got some cups here. There's nothing in them. Nothing in that one. And there's jelly in that one. But that one will be a long way behind these, right? So there we go.
How long after you did the notch you put the frame on top?
Same day.
Yeah, they
Like
that better. Well,
10 minutes.
So obviously they could work with the notch but not with your frame.
Yeah.
Are those two?
They
So
appear to
those
be.
what you would consider to be healthy queen cells?
Look nice to me. I don't know. What do the pros think?
Look good.
I mean, they don't look like a grafting cell because they're shoved down in the comb. Maybe they don't look as big, but those actually look pretty good. This,
On frame ones are never as big as grafted
Yeah.
ones.
cells
But
would be.
No, the cells. Queens that the
These come
queens
the same size.
queens sometimes you wouldn't see the difference in the size.
it's not a great indicator, is it? The size of the cell?
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's if they're really stunted and small, then yes. Then it means actually there was not enough resources for the cell itself.
Like there's jelly in that cup too. So I'm gonna make a nuke out of this. So I'm gonna just take these jelly containing ones out. So we've got a couple cells. So there's another start. There's another split nuke. And I don't think I have any other notches in here. It's all sealed brood. So this sealed brood we kind of stock this with. It's kind of keeping the builder alive. It's just continuous regeneration of young bees in the builder. I don't know everything about builders. I've been asking all the people I know who might, and so you only really can keep this going 3 weeks tops, eh? You should kind of refresh it all. The bees start to get old, and
Oh, you mean with capped comb?
yeah. Well, your bees are getting old, so the nice thing is I can shake all kinds of bees in here, and I know they're going to be the young bees because the old bees are going to go back to where I got them from, right? In 3 weeks, all my bees are kind of old, so they're going to stay here. So I kind of have to do something different, make another builder, build up a bunch of nurse bees, and then this can just be a hive.
Here, then do you just
Got a nuke here in a sec. Actually, I did these boxes, put that divider in there. That's a very poor product to use, so don't use Luan for your divider. They're not waterproof. So those will fit 5 frames each side. It's a little tight, but it will. And for my nuke, was this my cell frame? I put my cells. Okay. Yeah, be careful of those. Very careful. I'm going to give them this on the outside. There's plenty of feed for them. Okay.
Oh, they get caught in my hair all the time.
What I want is a pollen frame. I don't know that I'm going to really find that in here, but I'll look for one. There's some pollen and some sealed brood, so that's going to do my nuke nothing but good. I'll put my pollen on the inside, put my cells next to it, and then I'm just going to leave this the way it is because I don't want to take your time up watching me fuss with it. And I'll fill that with empties. I'll set this monstrosity on top. Okay, ladies, out of the way. I just thought that'd be a neat thing if they actually did it, but they didn't.
You have to keep practicing until they get it right.
I have to figure that's I have to figure out why they didn't do what I thought they should do. So Jay's gonna. Yeah, absolutely. Well, one I kind of knew what was going to happen.
So would you try that frame on
there
the
you go.
side again, except maybe
Can you grab me 2 empties from over there? 2 empty frames?
Yeah.
What's that?
Would you use that frame that's on that side? Would you try that again?
Oh, I'm going to try it again.
But scrape some cells away just to see if
Maybe. I'm going to review this guy's article, and I don't recall that he went into very much detail as to what he was doing. So I'm going to leave this here for time being, but we'll move it over there to the mating yard, the area on the other side of the pallets.
I'm very new to beekeeping, and I'm just wondering about your covers. Like I learned like inner cover, outer cover.
Yep.
So
Yeah, typical.
yeah.
Well, that's typically what people use, and a lot of commercial people use those. The driving force to use these was that I wanted to go with this side-by-side idea.
Right.
They don't hang over, so like a telescoping.
Yeah, they can get nice and close.
Yeah, and mostly that, again, like I said, remember I'm lazy. I have a little tractor over there you might have seen that I use to move things, and I wanted to have two hives, and the upside is that I can move them with my tractor, and the downside is I can't lift them, but the upside is I can't lift them. So I never look at that hive and think, well, I'll just pick that up, right? Because the back has enough work to do otherwise. And I've got some small lids for that too. And Jay will get one. Jay's my helper.
How many hives total do you have?
Right here, I think there's 58.
How long have you been beekeeping?
4 years. And there's.
How'd you get to the size? Did you buy nukes or did you just split?
I bought some nukes to start with. Thanks, man. So there we go. Now we have our nuke. See, he's got it all under control here. I'll use that for my next demo. Actually, I've got that over here. Okay, so I would move that to my mating yard. I don't want to really leave that here because maybe it's not as strong as some others and the big hives might beat it up a bit. I had that happen a couple times.
We do put a reducer on it. So
Yeah.
that
I'll reduce it right down to a couple bee widths. Any questions?
That's so neat.
Yeah, kind of different ways, eh?
So is there nothing notched in there right now?
Nothing. No, we're going to have to deal with that when we're done.
So are you expecting then 2 queens to hatch, and then
Well, whichever one.
Yeah,
comes
there was
out,
3 cells, so
Okay.
they'll choose.
they'll choose?
Nature will choose.
Yeah, that'll
And then you'll move those back into another normal size.
Yeah, once they kind of get their groove on and grow up a bit. I've had some really good success with one-frame splits and mated queens this time of year. Of course, she's not going to lay for another 3 weeks anyway. So, but it's a 2-frame split, really. And this size has actually worked out for me. I've had about 85% mating success. So it's actually pretty good. And when your mating fails, you haven't really lost that much. There's not a lot of resources in there.
Yeah.
It's not like a whole hive. And if it does fail, when I check, no eggs, I'll take those frames and I'll just shake it out right here in the middle, and they just find somewhere to live. And it seems to work, because I don't want laying workers. Laying workers are a pain, because then you have to go way over there and shake them out. So